I think Jason Lee is a shady piece of shit. And I think that he's trying to make it seem like he has to take like a genuine, like, I'm concerned angle to it because you're breaking something that you have not fully confirmed yet.
Take your old dollars, we're going to burn them and make new dollars. And now the dollars are in your pocket. New dollars worth more than old dollars.
Oh my God. Niggas who get don't do drugs like this.
Could you imagine passing the baddie the bag of glue? Yo, hit this shit, yo. I think I've realized now 100% fully that probably Logan Paul has to be probably one of the worst podcasters out right now.
The whole thing I got from, let me tell you what she said in part 5 and 6. She calls her dark and soulless. She basically says she's a demon.
So she says Ice Spice is?
Yes. She basically calls her a demon. The lines are blurred and people feel like they have to be let into your life and they have to know you. And especially Cardi, since she started as she was a social media personality. So like people feel like they need to be let in unnatural amount. But someone like Margot Robbie, I feel like, is more of like a traditional Hollywood celebrity.
Mm-hmm. Having a cup, that's cool, but she was drinking to get drunk.
Taylor Port is not what doctors say is okay to take a sip of when they talk about wine. That is not wine. That is grape Hennessy. This podcast is sponsored by Graffiti Tax Services. For all your tax preparation needs, you can go to graffititax.com. We're going to put the link right here. It should be somewhere. And yeah, you can head to them for during tax season. And if you have any financial or tax preparation questions, head to Graffiti Tax Services. They're our new sponsor. Thank you to Graffiti Tax Preparation Services. That's it.
Your whole life is revolved around talking about other people's lives.
What the fuck do you think your ass is doing on that podcast
Rocky.
now?
I know I'm real vehement on the pod about like not wearing shorts and stuff like that. Cause,
yeah.
You know, I just think that's weird for grown men to wear shorts on their shows.
It's because I picked out shorts for him to wear today, and now he throwing shade at me.
I'm just saying, like,
we starting with shade.
I just feel like if I'm going to be in a broadcast, I shouldn't be wearing like shorts. Like nobody should see my knees on a broadcast.
It's because you be talking that hot shit, and you've said that before. You don't want nobody to cut those two clips together of you saying don't wear shorts and then you wearing shorts.
Possibly, but also your mom has instilled like a new kind of like way of thinking for me. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? So the other day she saw me when I had some shorts on and she kind of like checked me. She was like, Frederick, I have never saw my father in shorts. And I was like, word?
She read him.
She was like, what?
She read him.
She said, yes, he had a house of women and he knew never to wear shorts.
First of all,
and I just felt like I was like a whore in church after that. Like that's how I felt. Like honestly,
she said, "Don't you dare show your manly ass legs in this house ever fucking again."
And I had to get like all my sweatpants out in the summer now. Like I didn't even know I was violating.
And he's worn shorts in the house before, so I don't know. He came into the bedroom and was like, "Your mom." He was like shooken up. He was like, "Your mom said I can't wear shorts in the house." I was like, what did she actually say?
That's what she said.
I was like, that's not what she actually said.
She said, you're not supposed to wear shorts around the family. That's exactly what she said. That's like wearing like just the bra around the house for a girl.
She also thinks that flat twists are for poor people. She thinks that I shouldn't wear shorts out the house either. She thinks that leggings aren't for outside the house either. I
agree with that.
Like she thinks a lot of things.
So you see I'm aligned with a lot of that. So I think that it's kind of on me to just instill that. So now I'm throwing away all the shorts, man.
Do not. I like the shorts.
I'm eliminating all of them. They're not of men. And I
like the shorts. They're not even hoochie daddy shorts. They were regular length shorts for a man.
And my goal to be in part Haitian, I need to follow these steps.
Haitian men wear shorts. It was just my grandfather.
Well, he was the realest.
He was the realest.
So I'm trying to follow like real precedent.
Your dad don't wear shorts?
I seen my dad in some shorts before, but like when he got old, like It was when before I was born, he was like a short guy, and then like after I got older and a grown man.
Because in that middle part, he was working.
Yeah, so
working.
He kept the pants.
So, yeah, he
showed who had the pants on in the house.
Like OSHA guidelines, he had to wear pants.
That too. True union member. Was out there getting to it.
Oh, I have the music today.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You didn't. So the whole time I was talking to you about this, you never.
No, I mean, if you have it, you got it.
I mean,
Go
it's
ahead.
not music; it's just a song. But if you got something to play.
No, I don't have a playlist. I just had a couple songs, so you can go ahead.
Are you tired of paying a lot of money for your vacation? My name is Shirley Proctor, and I am a partner with Tavodian, a traveling membership group. I can help you save time, money, help you and your loved ones see the world.
R.I.P. Fatman Scoop, man.
Yeah, man, we're losing our legends, man. Mm-hmm. But let's get to the show. You're now listening to Talk FNF TV. I'm your host, Absurd Rhetoric, when I'm with my lovely and amazing and gorgeous co-host, Miss Reality.
Hi. You know there's somebody else named Miss Reality?
No, I don't. I would never even believe that.
Like, I'm about to change my name again.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I was thinking about changing my name to?
What?
You know what Valentina calls me at work?
What?
Favorita.
I don't know if that's going to be able to.
Favorita.
I don't know if I'll be able to remember that. Honestly, I don't know if I'll be able to remember that. All right, so we got a lot to get to this week, man. We've been. We got a lot to get into with this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is something that,
like, literally,
we've been kind of like covering this kind of arc for like a minute now. If you want to think about it, like we've gone through, the first opposition that happened, Baby Storm.
Baby Storm is 2 for 3 right now.
She's looking like a prophet right now, and I called it. I said I was with her.
Yeah, it was just all of the other shit that she was doing while she was exposing the Ice Spice.
You got to
stuff.
move the bush around to see what's really going on.
I was just like, what is happening here? It's a lot. I can't do it.
Sometimes you got to put your hand into the swamp to actually know
I'm not putting
what's
my
going
hands
on with
in
the
no
ecosystem.
swamps.
She was on point, man.
She was, though.
They got Azalea Banks, changing her tune. Everybody,
We have a lot to get into for our first topic. So our first topic is going to be Cleotrapa. She came out and she did a 6-part TikTok series about her touring experience with Ice Spice, and she exposed Ice Spice as being a mean girl. Oh. We're then going to cover Ice Spice going in spaces and replying, and then we're going to cover a couple things that happened after.
This was an expose of old ISIS.
Literally, yes. Like, it's crazy, and I feel like people were just waiting.
I don't see, again, this doesn't like surprise me though with anything. Like I said, we've been hip to what's been going on this scene.
We're
for a minute
chronically
now.
online.
But we also just we do a good job at what we do. So like,
yeah,
we've been covering this. We know the colors allegations have continued.
Oh yeah, and then they definitely oh no. Because what I was referring to, I now know, is not a real source. So, but let's get into Cleo's 6-part.
Let's kind of give a
time.
Let's get into the timeline.
I have notes on each part, and then I have 4 and 5 as like. I mean, I have 5 and 6 as one part. So part 1, she just generally starts breaking down like how she knows Ice and how long she knew Ice, and all of that stuff was happening with Baby Storm like a month before Ice reached out to her and asked her to go on tour with her.
Well, first, I think before we do that, we need to discuss who Cleotrapa, right?
So Cleotrapa, she is a major influencer. Like she blew up like during COVID for doing like, you've seen her on the Shade Room. She did like those whiteboard like grammar lessons, and they were hilarious. Yeah, like I've thought that she's been hilarious for a long time. Like I love her. So she does music also. She's a rapper, and she has a couple bops out. So her and Ice, I guess, had a friendship, and then Ice Spice invites her on tour. Mm-hmm. So that's how the first part starts, is her talking about how she was invited on tour and the timeline of everything. So she gave her a day to get ready for tour. She reaches out to her a day before the tour starts, and she's like, girl, do you want to go on tour with me? And all of that weird shit had happened with Baby Storm. So Cleo was like, no, I'm not about to just like go on tour with you to watch you. And Ice is like, no, I want you to perform. And she was shocked. And Cleo said that she thought that Ice Spice was like trying to make up for all of the like weird shit that happened a month prior. So she didn't feel like
the anti-black allegations.
Yeah, she was trying to make up for that. So she was like, okay, it's a short timeline, but like, let me try to make it work, you know? So she said that.
So in her mind frame, she's thinking Ice is doing this off the strength.
Yeah.
Like, you my
This
partner.
is my friend, and I want to like, you know, she thought that she had good intentions at this point. She said that when the Baby Storm stuff was happening, she said that Ice was mad at her for not speaking up and saying that she's Nigerian. And she was like, girl, I don't fucking know that you Nigerian. Like, I didn't even know that you were Nigerian. And then Ice was like, she said that Ice was like, well, at least you could have said I was black. So I thought that was funny. But she was like, girl, I didn't fucking know you were Nigerian. Don't nobody know you Nigerian. So Cleo said that Ice was like very calculated in when they would hang out. Like, now she realizes that everything was like a PR stunt.
So like when I was at the game and shit?
Yes, like everything would be highly public. Like it would never be just them like chilling. Like she would have full glam on every time they hung out. And then she would have like a single drop a couple days after, or they would be all over the blogs the next day or something like that. So she now realizes that like it wasn't super genuine. Like she was being used, and she was like the token black friend because she had just lost her token black friend.
Yeah. Need to replace the aesthetic.
Yeah. So she also said that during the tour, on the flyer, it said that the show would start at 9, but she was performing at like 7:45, and she also fully wasn't on the bill.
I mean, okay, so this is what it's kind of confusing, because we kind of got to get into a little bit of this bit. When the person goes up to her, she doesn't have any kind of contact with like her management team or anything like that. Like she doesn't get an understanding of what you're actually doing. So
she was talking about the tour, right? And she has a couple days to prepare for the tour. She isn't allowed to bring anybody. Ice Spice is basically like, I got you. Everything is on me, right? She gets there. She realizes that is not the case. Her security won't even bring up her bags. That was a big part of part 2. Part 2 was basically her talk about the bags. Her Ice security brung her bags to the venue, but then they wouldn't bring them back to the hotel, so she had to carry them herself. And then after she said something about that is when Ice whole like energy shifted. So after this, I was like, girl, you didn't get anything like signed in paper or anything like that. Like everything that she expected was off of that one conversation that just her and Ice had. Management didn't reach out to management. None of that happened. It was just like the day before and then tour next day. So, yeah.
So it seems like Ice just threw her on the bill but didn't tell everybody beforehand?
Yeah, like she wasn't even on the bill though.
That's what I'm saying. This is why it just seems weird.
Like when you looked up the tour, Cleotrapa's name was not anywhere involved.
But that happens with a lot of people who are just, because she was the opening act, right? She was the first person to go on stage. So this is what I'm saying, where it's like, this happens with a lot of opening acts. I feel like she's a little bit lying a little bit. Like, because you knew you were going in there and what role you were at least going to be performing in. You wasn't going in there blind every night. You either picked it up that I'm the opening act after the first night, and no one's making it seem like, oh, this is just a one-time thing. Like, that's why this is not making any sense to me. Either you are a goofball of a professional or you're lying.
She did say that she asked Ice about like travel and like boarding and all that stuff, and Ice said that like you would be in my tour bus and you're gonna be in my dressing room and you're gonna be staying in my hotel room. Like all of that stuff, like she would be staying with her, and like out of pocket she wouldn't have to do much. But then that didn't end up being the case at all. Like she was on the tour bus with her, but like she wasn't in the dressing room. They would put her in bathrooms during the tour. Like it was just a bunch of nonsense. And then she had to pay for her own rooms as well. And then when she finally got an assistant, her manager finally sent her an assistant, and they said that the assistant couldn't be on the tour bus, which I don't know works logistically. Like maybe you do have to get your assistant their own travel. But yeah.
I mean, I can imagine that everybody has to be accounted for who's on there, especially when you have like women and stuff traveling. You just kind of want to be safe. And then I can also imagine that everybody can bring a +1. And I could also see you being Ice's +1. And so that's why or her plus how many she gets. And you can't bring nobody else up here.
That also was the thing. Like, she wasn't really being treated like Ice's +1. Like, she had to, like, they would do food orders and they would leave her out. She said that she ordered a chicken salad and they were like, get your own fucking chicken salad. Like, we're not. She said that her manager was like, Cleo was not in the budget. Like, so if she was her +1.
But wasn't that for production though? That's what I heard was with the production team. She was trying to eat with the production team.
No, they were all like ordering, like Ice, hairstylist, like everyone was ordering together who was on the tour. Yeah, there was also a situation where they're in the middle of nowhere. I think they were in Arizona and they're in the desert and food, there's no Uber Eats or anything, and most of the team, Ice and like some of her team, go out secretly to a steakhouse. And then at this point, Cleo was staying in the hotel room with Ice's hairstylist because that's who she like became friends with on the tour. And they go, the hairstylist and the MUA are the only ones who are left behind. And they go to a secret steakhouse dinner without telling Cleo.
See, this is why
this whole time Cleo was texting Ice like, hey, I'm hungry. Do you want to go out to eat? And
no, I see why everybody says this already. Is like, you can't really take none of this shit serious because everything they're saying sounds stupid as fuck. Like, who cares that you wasn't?
It's just mean girl shit. She was just, I think the whole thing
but hold on. How long did she know her when they did on this tour? Because I know you
2 years.
So she'd already known her 2 years from then?
Yeah.
Okay.
She said she knew her 2 years. She thought that this was her friend. Like, this is why it wasn't like she should have been more business minded about it, but like she thought that her friend was doing something for her and she was hurt by it because this is my friend acting mad weird towards me.
It's still goofy because if your friend is doing something for you and is really putting you in a serious position, serious shit gonna happen soon after. Your friend not gonna put you on a fucking tour bus, tell you gonna be performing, and then you not get some type of itinerary, some type of breakdown, some type of debriefing.
She didn't though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you should know that this is some bullshit after this is going on. If you're not seeing serious shit happen, that's like if you was to go hang out with the president's daughter or something like that, or like you was gonna hang out with somebody who's high profile. You get vetted before that. Like, there's gonna be somebody that comes around and makes some shit really uncomfortable. And I can only imagine if you're going to be performing with somebody who they had a lot of money. That's why this whole operation feels jank. Like, this whole setup, whole operation for this to even go this far. What kind of supervision and team y'all operating over here? Because this shit shouldn't even have got to this point where you got a straggler 2 days before the show getting on. Now, I understand when you in a small operation, shit can happen like this. But ain't she like signed with Nicki or signed like adjacent?
I don't know if she signed to Nicki. I don't know who she signed to specifically.
Because I remember when they did that Princess Diana song, right?
I know her and Nicki fell out. So
there was some conversation that she was supposed to sign with her.
I don't think she signed with her though.
So who is she signed with? Because all this stuff sounds so lowbrow.
And Cleo is an independent artist. She has she said she has a label, but
all these people have a label. Nobody here is independent. Yeah. They can't even have the capital to be independent.
But she spilled some tea in part 3, which is why I was trying to go, because in part 3, she confirms that Ice Spice and Riot were a thing. Like, they were fucking on tour.
Ice Spice and who?
Riot, her producer.
Oh, okay.
Confirms that.
You gotta get them songs somehow.
Yeah.
You gotta get them beats somehow. All right, so it sounds right here. She's with 10,000 Projects, Capitol Records, and Polydor Records. Oh, her shit getting split up nasty. That's crazy. Because 10K is who Buddy who just signed as the president of Atlantic. Buddy's son, Lucian's son, who just got signed with Atlantic. You hear nothing about that? Yeah, that's 10K. He's the one who did what's that other guy's name? Trippie Redd. Mm-hmm. Okay, I can kind of see y'all niggas getting played in by that nigga, cause Trippie Redd whole little, even though he's like legit amongst a lot of his group, his little cult fan base, his stuff do look a little lowly produced. I can see where they be skimping out with the money when it comes to Trippie Redd. You see how bad it's getting for him. He gotta go back to Coley.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Coil Ray, they're back together. It just seems like such a publicity stunt.
So I'm just feeling like, man, I thought there was so much more to this conversation with Shawty and her, because I guess.
What did you think was happening?
Like, I thought like it was some real mistreatment going on. Like, she was over here, knew she was supposed to be like the second, third opener, and they made her the opener. Like, I'm thinking she got really abused. Like, I heard there was like some chicken salad story.
Yeah, that's when everyone was ordering food and she ordered a chicken salad, and then the management was like, no, not your food because Cleo's not in the budget, but then got everybody else's food.
See, this is what I'm saying. It just.
And then there was also the bags. They took her bags to the venue and then refused to take her bags back from the venue. When she approached Ice about it, she was like, my security don't work for you. They get a flat rate. And then she offered to pay security, but she was like, no, they get a flat rate, so you can't pay them. It was just a bunch of weird shit. When she got the assistant, they didn't let her have the assistant. When she had her bags in Ice's room, there was one bag. She had a tote bag in there. They put it outside, and then $700 was spent on her card as a result of her bag just laying outside. Yeah. And then she couldn't stay in Ice's room no more after she complained about the bag shit. She had to stay with the makeup artist and the hairstylist. Just weird, mean girl behavior.
Did this come from a tech? Like, does a tech? How did she say Ice asked her, over the phone or text? Because this sounds like somebody, a third party, asked her to do it.
It was Ice directly who reached out to her
over the phone, or
yes.
she texted her?
I don't know if it was. Okay. I don't remember if it was over the phone or text. But you remember, she originally said no because she didn't know she was performing. So Ice called her and was like, "Come on tour with me," or text her was like, "Come on tour with me," and she was like, "No."
It just feels like there's a lot of stuff that's not in Ice Spice's hands that she don't really have control of, that she's gonna make other people think she does, and that's just kind of what really happened. Whereas, like, I don't really have as much power as I led you to believe, and you just kind of had to take the blowback of what happened. Because they tried to make it seem like they was being mean to her because it was her. Like, they was doing stuff to be mean to her, and it wasn't treating other people like it. When it was like, nah, you just was a tag along that they wanted to have on set, and then realized that, oh, okay, this was more money than it's probably going to be worth.
The whole thing I got from, let me tell you what she said in part 5 and 6. She calls her dark and soulless. She basically says she's a demon.
So she says Ice Spice is?
Yes. She basically calls her a demon. And then she said that after the tour, she didn't really like talk to her about any of the stuff during the tour because of how she reacted when she complained about the bags. She basically iced her out completely and stopped talking to her after that. She said that she sent her like a giant text, and she had screenshots too of like the conversation that she had with her after the fact. And Ice dismissed it, called her ungrateful, didn't give a fuck whatsoever about anything that she said. And then she also said that she stopped hanging out with Baby Storm because her aesthetic didn't match.
I feel like they do, though. And
then now they do. So she also says in part 6, which I thought was funny, that Ice Spice stole her swag. So she was like, bitch, you was wearing bodysuits and Jordans before you met me, and now you wearing, and she was like, you could look it up. The bitch was wearing bodysuits and Jordans. I'm not even, you have to give that to her. Like, she did not have any like cute style whatsoever. She dressed like a bitch from the Bronx. And she said now you wearing like little skirts and chunky boots, and that's my swag. Give it back. I'm gonna have to take that back, and I can't let you have that part because the tiny skirts and chunky boots, like the girl's been doing that since the 80s. Like, I know, like, it has a resurgence, and then every girl that does it thinks it's her thing. But it's none of y'all's things. I do it too. It's none of our things.
Yeah, it just seems like
it's a specific aesthetic that a lot of girls emulate. And she probably did take inspiration from you specifically in that situation, but it is not your swag.
What it sounds like is she just got big birded, yo. Like, Ice was just the biggest bird, and you just kind of got put to the side, and now she upset about it.
Yeah. Okay.
This ain't your nest, bitch. Sorry.
Ice, I feel like this didn't make her look good. She does look like a mean girl. because of the way she treated Cleo. And Cleo, hopefully she learned a lesson from this, because business wise, you look stupid as fuck. You can't take the word of your friend as like contract. Like, management should have reached out to management. Logistics should have been like ironed out. You should have probably said like, I'll go on this tour, but maybe won't debut with you in the first show, and I'll get like the second show so we can work everything out, and I'll meet you at the second city or something like that. So hopefully you learned a lesson, because don't do that shit again. Ice's manager popped out, said a couple things.
Well, hold on. Before you do, I wanted to ask a question that was kind of pertaining to what you were talking about. So do you feel like you can be friends in the industry? Like, in regards, especially in the come up version, when you're on the rise up, do you think there's even any room for friends, or is it just calculated interactions?
You can be friends. I just feel like keep your friendship separate from the industry shit, you know?
I don't think so.
And if like, it's hard. It would be very difficult, because you would have to be very like intentional about your friendship, and knowing that there's like a bunch of outside factors that's gonna make both of us look crazy to each other, but we got to stay locked in like communicating with each other what we want from each other, and that's it.
It's just a difference between an artist who people are investing money that they've not recouped yet, and you as an independent artist getting what you can and making it shake for you. It's just a different understanding, and it's different of motivation and mindset. So like, yeah, you saying you want me to get your bags, but you don't know that costs this X, X, and Z, and I'm already over budget for this particular city because of this, and this, and then I've already done X, Y. So she's already done more than you probably even know, because you don't see that side. You just see it as a blank check there. Like, you remember when Scarlett was talking about signing, and she was in an interview and she didn't even know like the basics?
Yeah, how do you do that?
So that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of these girls, and I think a lot of people in these situations, don't have an understanding of where. It's just like when your parents got paying for stuff. You don't know what they actually had to do to get the money while you was coming up. You just saw that shit got paid for. So it's the same token here. She sees that X, Y, and Z got paid for, but she's not sitting there with ISIS people showing her breakdown and showing how, hey, if you don't do X, this, and here, we not going to get this. And the fact that she put you on the tour was really like her doing a 20-30 grand subtraction to her shit. And you don't even really know that. And I can't really explain that to you, because honestly, I don't really understand it. You know what I'm saying? She not the brightest of girls.
No.
So she getting like pissed off. So just think about it. I'm getting information from a third party, getting pissed off because I'm trying to help you out. And I'm realizing some shit that I thought was just going to be a word and niggas going to be let shit fly. It's really, no, nigga, this is a tax on us. You're draining the show. You're destroying the product with this right here. Because even then, when you think about opening acts, you could always get somebody in the local. And then you don't have to worry about travel, all that. So
that's what a lot of.
She was goofy for even jumping into this situation and not being signed, not being a label, not feeling like anybody has, like you're something to lose to somebody. As the moment you get off the tour, niggas are relieved. So that's just why I think this is just funny to have this discussion, because you can't really have a friend and y'all doing certain things, especially when y'all so drastically different to how y'all professions are going.
Yeah. So Ice's manager came out and he replied to a couple tweets. Basically the same thing that we were saying. He said 2 artists can't speak on logistics and business and agree on it same day without proper representation, thoroughly talking it through. Management needed to properly advise their client and get ahead of any potential hiccups. I'm not allowing my client to go out on the road without me advancing it. Like, on her management's part, that's kind of crazy that you would okay your client going on tour the next day, like no preparation.
Did it sound like she okayed it? It sounded like she just left.
She probably just left. I don't know if management even knew, because management didn't even send her an assistant until halfway through the tour. Like, they couldn't even get that together for her until.
I wouldn't be surprised if her manager has a second job. I'm dead ass. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying.
I mean, Cleo, like, she was on that BET show, I think. Like, she's done a couple things. So, like,
if it ain't consistent shit, that 10% ain't, that 5% ain't enough.
Yeah, I don't know what her pocket's looking like, but she in her TikTok was like she does have consistent money enough to like keep her lifestyle up. So
I mean, that could be anybody. That could be a sugar daddy. I'm just saying.
So Ice went on the Spaces for a little bit, and she addressed a couple things. It didn't make her look any better. She
called Shawty a vacuum.
She said they went out to an Italian dinner. And the food, the waiter put the food down, turned around, came back, it was gone. The waiter asked where the food went. Like, just mean girl shit, because why was that necessary? And then, I don't remember everything she said, but she was also like, and like, I know you were supposed to like sleep with me back there in my room in the tour bus, but like, every night, like, she was like, bitch, I can't play with my pussy. She was like, you gotta sleep next to me every night? God damn. So that wasn't taken well by anybody for real. Like,
I mean, she turned it into a game. That's what everybody. Ice Spice is in a situation where everybody wants a reason to hate you. She's kind of like in a Drake situation.
Just double down on being a mean girl.
I mean,
if everyone thinks you're a mean girl, then just make that your brand because you're still pretty. Like, and people are still gonna want to like see you and be around you and all that. Like, pretty girl privilege is a thing. That's why pretty girls be mean.
But thing is this though, it's the fact that her ops have been her friends and they've been people who have both been dark skinned. Yeah. So she can't really pull the trigger on. If this was like her and Lotto in a situation, something like this, she could probably go a little bit harder on Lotto than she could Chloe and Storm. Because as soon as you say one little roach, like any kind of thing that can be perceived as anti-black rhetoric,
yeah, you don't have to like you don't have to say anything like that to eat a bitch up. Like you could still eat a bitch up without saying anything about her skin color.
But also, you can say something that just be implied, like somebody would just say that.
You could.
You just called her burnt, like you just say you burnt all burnt is. But no, people use burnt like you burnt out. Like,
oh, okay. I thought you meant like you have an STD.
Or that. You can say somebody that too. But some people say burnt like you scorched earth, like you charcoaled.
I don't think people say that.
Niggas will think that if she said
I
promise
people
you.
Say that.
She has to be. I have been on the end of trying to defend myself verbally against darker brothers, and anything I hint to. If I talk about education, oh, no, look at this white man. So I know how this goes.
Yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers are good.
Who is y'all?
The dark skins. Y'all been seasoned. Y'all been tested. I can't be mad at it.
What was I gonna I was about to say something. I completely forgot. I
felt like what we were talking about was on track. I had another question to pose here. Well, I just did it with the allegations of her being a particular colorist. I just think, like I said, I think there was one thing that stuck out to me when I was looking at where she said like, oh, Yachty said that this was going to happen. You taking advice from Yachty, Shawty, like
he just crashed out.
Like you already see where that's going to take you. I mean, granted, this is before you knew he was going to crash out, but it was a reason why you didn't sign with him when Drake tried to convince you. So don't listen to Yachty. Y'all come from a sense of privilege, and this is what I really want. I wanted to kick her back in for the sense of privilege, but when I keep hearing this girl, what she got going on, it's like, oh no, this girl just is out of her depth. But when you come from a place of privilege, man, and you are the star, all this is going to be your responsibility, especially if you co-signed on this. So, of course, you put yourself in an opportunity to be a pariah in this sense because you weren't clear in your communications with this individual.
No, you invited your friend out and then you didn't advocate for her. Like, all business aside.
I mean, when shit got, honestly, it's just like what just happened with the yacht, what we kind of experiment. When the shit got uncomfortable and you had to say things that you knew she maybe didn't want to hear, you wasn't the boss bitch enough to do it.
No, she was being mean as fuck to her the whole time. Like, she wasn't talking to her.
But that's not being the boss. A boss bitch is telling you what's up and you going to accept it. That's what I mean. She wasn't being that.
No, she wasn't being that. She was being weird.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, this is what y'all expect with these.
So now we know that she's weird.
I don't think that's weird though. I just think that's
it's weird, babe. It's weird behavior.
Walking away from conflict that you feel like you, especially when I'm on tour.
Even on a smaller scale, like you don't.
It's like it's just like putting stuff together. Like I don't need that drama right now while I'm got all of this tour drama going on.
Yeah, but even on a smaller scale, you don't invite your friend to a party where you know that they don't know that many people and then just leave them and just start working the room.
That's the move.
Like, you're an asshole.
That's the move, though.
That's inconsiderate.
Invite like 2 or 3 people that don't know nobody, and then you just leave them. Then you just come back and see what's going on. What did they get themselves into? I'm the best kind. That's the best move to do.
You're a terrible person.
Because sometimes it works for them. Like sometimes you get your friend laid. Sometimes you get him in some drugs he don't normally do.
You're a man, so that's different. Like,
no, sometimes shawty get loose. Sometimes you got to close the door.
So you
for
gonna
her.
take a girl to a party and abandon her there?
100%.
So she could get loose?
Yeah.
You're an agent of chaos and sexual assault.
How's that? I'm letting her consensually get loose.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
I'll be in the corner like Batman, making sure she all right. That's the kind of nigga I am.
An agent of chaos.
We got to stay on these hip hop hood rat friends, because it's just some of their behavior is just being unseen. Mm-hmm. So you see what happened with Glorilla, homegirl?
Who? No.
So this goofy girl is on live talking about she drunk red wine her entire pregnancy. Right? Then she say the doctor said I could drink it. Dumb bitch. You can sip the wine. Your ass was drinking to get drunk. She literally said I was getting drunk so much on it. You drinking red wine to the point that you getting drunk.
I am shocked.
And then she tried to little bit imply that the little nigga special because of it. And then,
of course he is. He has fetal alcohol syndrome.
Like, it's just crazy when I think about this like No Child Left Behind situation, and it's just another adult within the age scope that just like knocks it out the park. Yeah, the nigga said you can sip the wine, my dog. He did not tell you to
You
guzzle.
can have a sip of wine once in a while.
He didn't tell you to guzzle down red wine until you're intoxicated while your fetus absorbs the 18% alcohol.
That's crazy. I did not see that at all.
Hold on, I'm about to pull it up here just because you got to hear the stupidity in Shawty's voice. And I just hate that she had to fit this aesthetic, because it's like, you just look like the welfare queen, yo. And I hate that had to be you. I didn't want that to happen. It was insulting. Like, Reagan was like getting his shit off with this one.
So I'm like, my baby was acting crazy. Long and getting so fucking drunk. I was like, no, I'm not drinking this shit no more. So I'm like, my baby was acting crazy.
I don't like bitter reds.
And now my baby, I got pregnant off teleport.
I might be pregnant right now. Did you really?
Twice, yes. And when I got pregnant, I was still drinking it because the doctor was like, yeah, you could drink red wine. So after I kept drinking it for so long and getting so fucking drunk, I was like, no, I'm not drinking this shit no more. So I'm like, my baby was acting crazy.
I don't like bitter reds.
And now my baby came out like a teleport baby.
Which one?
Like Jersey. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying he be hyper and shit. Like, Tati, you making it obvious.
No, because they gonna take that. I ain't said they.
See, this is.
We don't have to take that and do anything with it because it's already that. You're already a dumb bitch.
The thing, her name is
Taylor Port?
Her name is Gloss, Glitter Gloss. Yeah. Glitter Gloss, Glorilla.
Bro,
Partner.
Taylor Port has a higher alcohol content than most
18%.
wines.
I thought 18%.
Oh, yeah. Well, regular wines is like 12, 13.
Again, if you were having a cup, that's cool. But she was drinking
Not
to
even
get drunk.
Taylor Port is not what doctors say is okay to take a sip of when they talk about wine. That is not wine. That is grape Hennessy.
This is what happens when you give money, access, and a tad bit of celebrity. Because ain't no reason you on there. She on live. Probably got like 200 people in the room. You doing all that for 200 people.
And 200 people potentially think it's okay to drink Taylor Port.
No, they just laughing at you and making a mockery of you now.
Okay.
But I'm just saying,
you deserve to be made a mockery of.
But it's just so crazy where you see where people get access being next to other people and they not ready for that kind of access, and then they just embarrass themselves and have them looking stupid.
Yeah.
Now your son going to hopefully if he can grow up to read at his correct level, he could see some shit like this and be like, damn, I'm off the TP early,
mad early.
My fucking fetal blood was half Taylor Port.
He literally came out lit.
I'm sorry. We have to stay on top of this degeneracy, man. We have to. It's important if we want to see the future of our community grow. I'm sorry. We got to expose it. We got to put the flashlight out. And we also got to we got to put our sights to Cardi B too. Cardi B. See, and this is why it infuriates me so much, because I hate this. I hate pictures like this.
I think, but explain to the people what
so
happened.
Cardi did a maternity, right? Maternity photo shoot. What do you call it?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, she was doing a shoot, and it just so happened she was, had the exposed belly, which I hate so much. And then she had something on the back. And so at first I didn't know what people were complaining about, because I couldn't see the shit. All I saw was a little homesick graffiti, and people were like, oh, why is she doing this? So apparently if you look, you squint a little hard and you bring the phone really close to your face, you can see where it says like pedophile in white, like across the homesick. So like, what'd you say, it was a homesick pedophile?
Yeah.
So people were then.
That's what it looked like.
People were then trying to do the science and say, oh, she was taking a shot at
Nicki's husband.
Mr. Petty. And then
that's weird though.
She makes it even worse. Did you see her response to it?
No, what did she say?
Apparently she just had a response saying like, oh, they were in a rush. They were trying to do a photo shoot. They weren't even really paying attention to the kind of surroundings. They just liked the area. That's where they took the picture. So they weren't even familiar with it.
I thought that might have been the case too.
That infuriates me even more.
Y'all should have seen that.
Because one, after they look at the pictures, y'all could have paid somebody to get that part out.
You easily could have edited, like AI could have did that.
And then you go into it again where it's just like, it goes back to my bigger gripe, where it's like, you're not really valuing the situation that you have on hand when you just put yourself for sale, even during this experience. I understand that you are an artist.
It's a different,
I understand. No, I understand you're an artist and you are in a different situation, but you have been successful enough where you don't have to profit off of this one. You can make different decisions. You choose to continue to do it.
That been saying these niggas is broker than usual. I feel like she does have to profit off of this situation.
Oh, I mean, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, but you're right. I do more so think that you're in a situation where you have to, keep it going or it's going to get tough. But in the same token, but look what you're doing though. You being haphazard with something that I would assume would be top tier priority.
Yeah.
Like that imagery, it just feels like it just gets pushed
now
to the side
out in the world.
But just even not just for her, but I'm talking about just the example it sets in general, where again, like we just keep seeing this commodified for likes. Like, bro, you bringing in a person. This should not be just seen like that and exposed like that.
I don't know.
Even for like, that's what I would think that somebody who has in this position would even at least think of that being sacred during that time period.
No, when two celebrities are having a baby, like I don't think, especially when they've already had so many children that are in the public eye at this point, like it's not something sacred to them. It's another opportunity to make money,
to capitalize on maternity wear and all that other stuff.
Yeah, it's just another stream of income.
Dang, man, that's why it's tough to me, and I think it just validates my point even more though, to the fact that like we are growing to a culture that devalues this more and more and more. Just saying, man.
Yeah, fuck them kids.
It's fucked up, yo.
I don't know what to tell you.
That's fucked up, dog.
You are going to work against your will. No, I'm kidding. But like you just about to lay up here and not pay no bills and contribute to this household, little motherfucker.
That's crazy. I can't wait for the celebrity. Like I kind of like what Margot Robbie's doing. Where like, yeah, you kind of seen her out
pregnant.
Well, we knew she was sitting down to be pregnant for a minute already, but like we just kind of seen her out and about.
She got a man?
Yeah, I think she got a husband.
Oh.
But no, we just seen her out and about. I guess they were like on vacation or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, that's kind of dope. Where it's like, yeah, we catching you off the slick. Like, she ain't seen her own cover of whatever, right? Like, I haven't seen her on the cover.
That's like the traditional celebrity way.
Yeah, but I'm saying like,
it's to hide things.
That shit used to be dope though, where it's not even hide. It's just being like having your privacy, having, hey, this is who I am when I'm selling a product, and this is me for real.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem with our culture and a lot of stuff that goes on with it is that we don't got an off-on switch.
Social media has created a lot of celebrities where it's like the lines are blurred and people feel like they have to be let into your life and they have to know you. And especially Cardi, since she started as like a like she was a social media personality. So like people feel like they need to be let in an unnatural amount. But someone like Margot Robbie, I feel like is more of like a traditional Hollywood celebrity. So she can move differently. Like a Beyonce can move differently. Someone who heavily relies on social media and who is not dropping no goddamn music has to use other things in their life to maintain their celebrity.
I feel like Beyonce used the pregnancy. That was like her whole I did this pregnant, I did that pregnant thing.
She popped out at the VMAs, did the whole belly rub thing, but like for the most part, I'm just saying in general, Beyonce
She did a whole performance.
In general, Beyonce keeps her life private. We don't know too much about her. She like spoon feeds the public the specific things that she wants them to know, but for the most part, she's private. That's why I was using her as an example.
No, I feel like she sells it a different way. Like, I don't think she's as private because I just feel like there's a whole bunch of people who, if they really want to get off the face, they get off and nobody knows where they're at. Nobody sees them. Nobody. I think Beyonce and them use it in a particular way that to sell it. Like, I'm being off-putting. I'm being out the light to then sell it for a bigger market afterwards. Like,
yeah, like the traditional celebrity way. You pop out with No.
You're the traditional celebrity way was just, this is just my family and then I give you my art. Nah, that's the traditional. What Beyonce and them do is, hey, let me store up these moments and do like a Drake 100 gigs and then I sell it after it reaches a certain amount.
I don't know.
No,
I feel like it's the old school celebrity way was to pop out and do like a People magazine spread when you want people to be let in, but then you let people in when you want them to, but then for the most part you stay private.
I think it's kind of like what we were complaining about with Shawty, Haley, and DDG, where we were talking about, y'all was so cautious about the baby's face being seen and all this other stuff. Now when it was like, no, they wasn't really cautious. They were getting their deals in order.
They was loading it up.
Yeah, and now that the deals are in order, now we can let the business flow.
I think that they were just like building anticipation too. Like it was
but that's part of getting the deals in order.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what Beyonce and them do. They build anticipation for it. So then when they do sell, like Beyonce probably has a whole bunch of music videos. What was the song, the album she didn't do no visuals for?
Renaissance.
I bet she has a whole clip of videos for Renaissance that she's going to drop a half decade from now. Like, shit like that.
I wouldn't put Beyonce as far as the amount that she lets us in the same category as like a Cardi, because she's on live. Like we've never seen Beyonce on Instagram live.
Cardi gives you the daily dose of it. She's the
yes, it's not daily.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just a different way.
There's different levels,
and that's what I'm saying. This is a different way of selling. You're doing the same thing. We just selling it differently. Mm-hmm. And I just think that's why y'all tend to give Beyonce the benefit of the doubt for shit, because she just sells her product a different way.
Yeah, I think it's smarter that way. I think more celebrities need to like slow the drip down a little bit and stop doing the daily shit. It's crazy. People are crazy.
I don't think
as a result of it.
I don't think you can, honestly, just because of how niggas gotta earn their money. Jason Lee, man, your boy annihilated your girl. Did you see it?
No, I don't. Jason Lee doesn't come up in my algorithm.
That's hate.
I know all of you are going to be going in saying, Jason, you're a Debbie Downer, you're negative, you're hating on a black woman. I know all the stuff that you're going to say. No, I'm just predicting, because Megan allegedly still has a severe drinking problem from what I've heard. And most recently just was involved in something that has not hit the internet yet, because we're still working on confirming a couple things. But, we want to let her get through hosting the VMAs before we break it, and
that's so nice.
She's hosting and performing.
That we're doing, it's just stuff that she needs to work on. This person needs healing, and I say that from the bottom of my heart. I mean, I'm not in a bad place with Megan. I'm just a person with a job who says what he thinks, and I think that she needs to spend more time in a relationship with herself and her therapist, and maybe AA before this.
Well, we have no idea what he's talking about. Also, this is something that she openly talked about on her last album. She said that she was basically at the bottom of the bottle after losing her.
So it seems like he just, if anybody has the read on somebody, it's going to be Jason.
Yeah, after her mom dying and her grandmother dying.
See, here y'all go.
Like,
y'all gotta make everything
that's
super duper sad, yo.
That's literally what the album, like, I'm telling you what she was talking about.
And he's saying that you're still not there yet.
I think Jason Lee is a shady piece of shit. And I think that he's trying to make it seem like he has to take like a genuine, like, I'm concerned angle to it because you're breaking something that you have not fully confirmed yet. So you have to like put a bunch of padding around it, like, oh, this is not confirmed and this is, maybe you should get some healing and blah. No, you're a shady piece of shit.
It was a masterclass, Jason. I love a good read. And this right here,
it was very transparent. I don't think it's a master class when it's very obvious what you're doing.
But see, the thing that
it's a fail.
What happened
it's an F for me.
No, I mean, where the discussion comes from, the allegations of why she's with this new guy. So apparently she's been seen with Torrey Craig. He's an NBA player. I think he plays for the Bulls now. Yeah. And what people are trying to say is she's with him so that the whole allegations, when you look up Torrey and Megan,
that's what pops up instead.
She's basically doing the Taylor Swift Jets. Attack. Yeah. So I mean, I can understand where Jason may be coming from if he has the read on her and it's like, yo, you're still focused on this Hollywood shit and you haven't got your head together to be able to make to react to the next curveball.
Who the fuck are you to tell me that?
The nigga who's seen everybody fall. Like, that's the nigga.
And he literally just did a line of coke before he started recording.
And yep, he got the job done.
Like,
it's not about necessarily being an addict to the point where is it hurting the business? Because clearly Jason Lee, if he's doing anything, whatever allegations you're trying to put on this man.
Allegations, you could look up the videos of him high on coke.
That don't mean he high right now.
Sniffing the nigga neck on Instagram Live.
I mean, that was lit then. That's lit. That's lit then. We're talking about the way he is. Again,
the call is coming from inside the house.
All I'm saying is this. I understand he killed the queen 3 months early. Okay? I understand it. My nigga be wrong.
He is not a credible source.
Well, we be wrong too.
We do be wrong.
So, I mean, I can't be mad at a nigga when he out here really called it out. He called a spade, bro. Shawty probably should take that advice.
She probably should, but like, I just don't like that it's coming from him because I don't fucking like him. Do you not get like where I'm getting?
No, I understand that you have a problem with the messenger, but at some point, if he out there kicking that word, you gotta listen.
The messenger is important.
I appreciate Jason Lee. I hope one day you can read me like this. Oh, he was playing with Joe. You heard he was playing with Joe name the other week.
No, what he say about Joe?
Oh no, he said he didn't want to have to expose Joe for the squirrely behavior.
Like,
that's funny.
At least expose Joe. That'd be more fun.
It's not exposed to Joe. Joe say he's squirrely all the time on the show, so it don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't matter at all.
He says it jokingly all the time, so you can't really even take it seriously.
Wasn't Megan on Jason Lee's show too?
I'm not sure.
I think she sat down with him before. That's tough.
Let me look
I like that. I can't wait till we have somebody on the show, and then on like a few episodes later or a year later, we just kicking they back in. That's gonna be fire. I'm with that. All right, so Tuah, she's got a podcast coming out. It's called Talk Tuah. That's hard.
That's cute. Yeah, she ate that up. She ate that one thing up.
Guess who she signed to?
Barstool.
Jake Paul.
Oh,
she signed with Jake Paul, and I guess the new thing.
He's never sat down with Meg Thee Stallion. By the way, no.
I could have sworn I seen him do that before. Jason Lee and Meg Thee Stallion. Definitely, I'm gonna look that up later. But no, so she signed with Jake Paul's team, so they're doing a whole podcast together series where she's like interviewing people and just sitting down with that. Again, we didn't the time we talked about it with your friends and we didn't get to have a good episode about it. But how does this feel when you see so many black women content creators, especially ones that lead with sex, have like less opportunity than she has had? Like, what do you look like when you just see her every week, almost every month, she's promoting something new?
It's not surprising at all. I don't think it upsets me anymore because it's just like very much the reality that we live in. When you're white, you get to be mediocre. So mediocre white women get giant platforms and make millions of dollars, and that happens all the time. Like, as a black woman, especially if you're being vulgar, like, you know that you're not. Like, that's not going to happen for you.
I do feel like, though, just from the content I have watched, she seems a little endearing, though. Like, I kind of get why people are, you know, if they do like her, why they like her. Because she does seem like an endearing, like, normal white girl.
Just like a cool girl.
Yeah, she seems like a normal white girl. Like, cool white girl that, you know, kick it with you. She might know some things here and there.
She can be that.
And, you know, after a few beers, hit you with the hawk Tuah, you know?
Yeah, like, she probably seems just like an attainable.
I think that's why. And I think she has, like, the Taylor Swift effect. Where she has, like, what it seems to be such an attainable, like, disposition, but then when you realize like everything that's involved in, you're like, oh, okay, no, this is too much. But from the outside looking in, it looks like, oh, I could be the hawk Tuah girl. She seems cool. She could be one of my friends. We would hang out.
Yeah, she could hawk Tuah on my dick.
I think every guy was on that beforehand. They were just on her. We was on that before. But you seen who she sat down, right? She was sat down with Bill Maher. She talked about it. Basically talking about how she didn't want to go the whole like sex account route and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's probably another reason that's I'm kind of endeared to it, because she really could have just, you know, like you joked about, created generational wealth by doing like a month of OnlyFans. But
that's
I'm on a new kick now where like if I see girls doing things that I feel like are positive, or I want to see more women try to at least follow, I'm gonna just start liking it, like from real shit. And I think that she's probably gonna be on it. Like, I understand the other BS and we can talk about the cultural stuff that happens. I just don't see at this point from her either leading with like trying to be like on some controversial shit, or purposely like just going rogue and saying like idiotic shit just because she wants to. I don't see her going that route.
No, all the white girls always go that route.
We'll see.
Like, literally, you will have to never work ever again in your life, and then it'll be tweets of you using the N-word with the fucking hard R. Like 2 years ago, that surfaced eventually.
But that would have been happening with her.
It always happens.
That would have been happening with her.
Sometimes it takes a long time. Like,
no, it doesn't. Not now.
Yes, it does. It still takes a long time. Fucking Alex Earl has like fucking 7 million followers on TikTok before they found her racist tweets that she trademarked. 20-something.
I'm just saying this girl would have been found out if we had
20-something. Like, she's one of the most followed people. Like, and then they found out. Like, it still happens. So
no,
I don't know. I'm just not.
They would have put nigga next to her handle, and we would have found something by now.
I'm not giving anybody the benefit of the doubt no more.
All right, let's stay in some more white business. I think I've realized now 100% fully that probably Logan Paul has to be probably one of the worst podcasters out right now. Like, if this nigga didn't look like a Ken doll, I don't think he would have been successful at anything else in life. I'm being dead ass. So he sat down with Hulk Hogan, right? Mm-hmm. And so you know he does wrestling, Logan Paul. Like, he's literally on like the WWE and shit.
I did not know that. When did he start doing that?
He's been doing that for like a year now.
Oh.
Right when his brother really started like taking off. It's probably, you remember when he fought Floyd? Remember when Logan fought Floyd?
Yeah.
He probably been doing wrestling probably for about about 6 months now.
So it's two of them, right? Logan and Jake. Mm-hmm. Which one are we talking about right
Logan.
now? Okay.
Jake is the one who signed Hawk Tuah. He's the one who been boxing everybody.
Okay.
Logan has done boxing too, but he's more known in the wrestling sphere.
Okay.
So he sits down with Hulk Hogan, and he has probably one of the most embarrassing moments. And I also want to see if you can figure this out, if you're smarter than Logan Paul.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to realize, bro, this is not a work, okay? This is a shoot.
What?
The business is a shoot. Everybody's going to tell you it's a work. It's not a work.
What do you mean?
The business is a shoot.
I don't know if I understand.
If I wrestle you right now,
yeah,
and Vince pays you $1 million and he pays me $5 million, is that a work or a shoot?
I don't know. I don't think I know the terms.
Let him explain it. Oh, you don't know the terms?
What is a shoot? What is shoot? I know a work. What is a shoot?
He looks to the camera, Hulk Hogan, in disappointment.
He's not. He's serious.
Yeah, I'm fucking with you.
Okay. Thank you.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
He's not.
You embarrassed him. Okay, that's fine. How about this? Can you explain it to our audience at home quickly that doesn't understand?
I blew it.
Shut up. He's going to explain it to the audience. Logan,
no, stop.
Logan knows what this means. Logan knows what it means, but maybe just explain it to our audience at home.
All right, so what do you think that he meant by he's saying the work or the shoot?
Like, it's a set.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
I think
because wrestling isn't real and this is a performance.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought too. And I feel like for him not to be able to even piece that together, it kind of shows how stupid he is. Like, he really just sits on a lot of these podcasts and he's just there.
Yeah.
Like, he really don't really know much is going on. If the dude wasn't really popular before he got on, he probably really don't know him. Or if you're not in the same like world that he's in regards to content, he don't really know what the fuck. Like, his shit really be off. If it's not for the other dude who was talking, this shit would be ass. They had another guy on there who used to be like super duper Christian. Like, he was like like to the point where it would get uncomfortable some of the times. And they kicked him off. He got his own show doing something else now. But Logan is bad, man. Like, I think it's getting to a point where, because Logan is the one who did the Japan thing. Remember, he went to the suicide woods.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago. That was Logan that did that. So like, Logan, he just seems like he's never been the sharpest one of them two.
No, definitely not.
I think he just has the look that people want to market behind more.
Mm-hmm.
But more on this. So I think there's some more of this shit you got to hear. So Hulk Hogan was really getting on his shit, yo. Like, he was really in his bag this podcast with him. You remember when I made that bad joke about Chris Benoit?
You make so many bad jokes about Chris Benoit. Like,
well, I'm in on the show.
Maybe every 3 episodes.
Well, I think I got beat. So listen to this. This is not a joke though. He's dead ass.
Mm-hmm.
If Chris Benoit can do the crap he did and the fans still love him, they're very forgiving. I've made some major mistakes in my personal life, and they're very.
He's talking about being racist openly.
They forgive you, but
this nigga said, if y'all can forgive Chris Benoit, y'all should be able to forgive me. Oh my God. Yo, Hulk Hogan is on one, yo.
Yeah.
That nigga went to Trump, and now he
is like, that's all I remember. All I remember of Hulk Hogan was him being racist and the lawsuit.
I believe he lost some sponsorships recently because of the whole Trump thing. Because eventually he just said not too long ago, I think he was on somebody else's podcast, he said he was going to slam Kamala Harris through a table or something.
Like wrestling, WWE wise, or like for real?
Like wrestling. Well, he's just in his. Oh, come on, brother. I'm going to take her right down through the table. All that kind of crazy.
You need to
ass
let
shit.
that go. Let the roids go.
It's crazy just to see how these guys having to respond
have
to him.
OnlyFans now? I'm
pretty sure she does. I think that she got her OnlyFans on.
I wouldn't be surprised.
She was out there messing with the brother. That's what got him upset, though. That was when it all started, when he got exposed initially.
Oh,
was because his daughter was dating a black guy. Yeah. He was like, "Hey, brother, I don't need no black dick in my little daughter. Okay, I don't need it, brother. Okay." Oh man,
I used to watch their show.
I did. I used to watch a reality show too. Oh man, it was just the worst thing in the world.
It was just background noise for real.
It was really just white. It was like pre-white. It was really white trash. Like, it was like
white trash with money.
It was like the Osbournes, but white trash.
Yeah.
Like a Duck Dynasty version.
Yes.
Of celebrityism.
Mm-hmm. And he wore the same thing every day.
Yeah, and then it's so fake too, because it's like, you're not really like that. Like, you try to act like you're this like nigga that go out and cut the grass and knock down some trees and shit. That like, you're not anything like that.
Yeah.
Dude. Like,
you're
a pretty boy. You just get loud and throw your muscles around.
You bleach your beard and your mustache.
And the top of your head is gone, brother. Where did you put up the top of your head, brother? No hair, brother. That's a good
character, though. Yeah, it's an iconic character.
Oh, it's a legend. Legendary. Have you seen these kids doing the Whippets, yo?
Oh my God, yes.
Like, I'm not
They
understanding.
are literally giving themselves permanent brain damage.
Yo, the kids who used to like sniff glue and like, you know, take the whipped cream shit and like breathe in the air like that. You know, the first part of whipped cream, like that, right before the stuff comes out.
They used to do that?
Yeah, that's what the Whippet shit started from. Niggas trying to like inhale that little noxious air that pushes out the. Yeah, that's where that shit comes from.
I didn't know that was a thing back then.
Yeah. And
listen,
me,
I went to good schools.
I don't know if we can keep this song, but like these niggas. Like these niggas got songs about it. Yeah, where they're talking about doing the Whippets and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so crazy. They over there sucking these little jars of gas.
Y'all look crazy as hell.
And like apparently you can buy these in the store.
Yeah, they need to.
It's
ban
like nitrous
these.
oxide, right?
They need to literally just ban them.
That man,
make them illegal immediately. Take them out of the stores.
They said Kanye done got hooked onto him.
Yeah, I heard that.
So
he goes to. I heard he. I don't know where I saw this from. It was probably just like a bottom of the barrel internet source, but allegedly he goes to his dentist like regularly.
Probably got that from Rory and Maul because they was talking about that.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly who was talking about
but
it.
You know, I be in the seedy underbelly of the gossip internet. So yeah, I heard that he goes there regularly.
Yo, the niggas who used to sniff glue in school, like they was different kind of niggas back then. Like these is the niggas that was like, at least you thought was doing the cool drugs. Like they was buying the weed. You know, they had the bottles. Mm-hmm. It was the weird niggas who got on the Whippets.
Yeah.
Who like put glue in the bag and sniffed the glue.
Yeah.
Like those was the weird kids. Those was the kids who mamas didn't love them at all.
Niggas who get pussy don't do drugs like this.
Could you imagine passing the baddie the bag of glue? Like, yo, hit this shit, yo.
I saw cops collecting Whippets from the Labor Day parade in New York. Like, get your shit together. It gives you permanent brain damage.
It can't be that lit. Like,
I'm not about to find out.
Cause really,
I'm sorry.
You just letting air not get to your brain for like a couple seconds, right?
Is that it?
I'm not sure. I got to look into the science of the Whippets.
Do you just get lightheaded?
Because I just thought that's what it was. You just inhaling the shit and it gives you like a little vibe to you. Because you never had no oral surgery before where you had to get that kind of from like laughing gas? I've had laughing gas before.
No, they literally put a needle in my gum.
They numb my gums, but they also put me under laughing gas when I got my wisdom teeth removed.
They first of all, I still have my wisdom teeth. I didn't feel them.
No wisdom, all teeth.
I didn't feel them grow in. They still there.
That's good. It means your mouth was big enough. What? That's what it means if you don't have to get them removed.
Yo, like I don't like how that sounds at all.
You can have a big mouth, you're a woman.
You big ass mouth bitch. That's why you had space for 2 more teeth.
4 more teeth because it's top and bottom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you big mouth motherfucker.
Said you wide gum whore. I'm trying to look up how Whippets feel, but then I don't want my phone to think that I'm a degenerate.
No, you're definitely 100% a degenerate. All right. Let me see this. So Trump has a biopic coming out. And guess who's playing him?
Hold on.
Who would you want to play Trump?
That comedian that looks like he has Down syndrome. Why
would they? This is not W. This is not the W where they made fun of Bush.
You know who I'm talking about though, right? Sean something?
Yeah, Shane can.
Yeah.
Shane can play a real version of Trump.
Well, fuck. Then I have no
serious version. Who would you think was going to play? Just one. Come on, you got a white man.
I don't know serious white men. I don't like serious white men.
All right, I'll tell you.
They scare me. I like funny white men who are like fat a little bit.
So, Winter Soldier is playing Donald Trump. Sebastian Stan. Yes. Yo, they got him with the wig looking great.
Pull up the picture for me right now. I need to see it.
It's a whole trailer out now.
Show it to me, Rachel.
They have the whole Trump biopic trailer out right now. and they have the Winter Soldier sitting in and guess who else is in it? The nigga who played Kendall in Succession.
Oh, okay.
He's the nigga who put Trump on.
Yeah, he be eating shit up. I'm gonna watch that.
Hold on, I'm gonna play a little bit just so you can hear it.
Very excited to talk to you.
Be excited. Donald, now that the lawsuit is behind you, what do you want to do next?
Well, I intend to acquire the Commodore, and I'm planning on making it the best and the finest building in the city, maybe the country.
Yo, this is really good.
In the world, Judy, in the world, it's going to be the finest building in the world. It's going to be a spectacular hotel, absolutely spectacular, first class, and
that sounds very ambitious. Where do you get the drive? You're still so young, Donald.
I got flair and I'm smart, so I think that's going to make me successful. But I also want to stay humble.
Sorry, Judy. Listen, let's do the rest in person.
That looks good. I forgot that Donald Trump was young and had hair at some point.
Like this whole scene that they had for it, that they were doing a preview for it, was basically, it's called The Apprentice. And it was basically a scene where you see the lie that he has so mastered now, like the lying pattern, where you just see him developing that right there. Because that was the thing where he's like, the whole country, the world, it's gonna be better than, like, you see him now where he does that.
He just gets bigger and bigger as he lies.
Well, now he knows how to have that discussion, that frank discussion with the community, so that people hear what we're gonna do here is we're gonna make this bigger than anyone else in the world. All right, I'm the greatest businessman on the planet, hands down. You know, and he just tells you grandiose things. Like this was so crazy. I remember when he was first doing his election run, right? There was a guy who did a video where he basically discussed and said the reason why Trump is going to win the election is because he talks like a dumb person. And he was just like, when people hear him talk, they are able to feel like they understood the conversation.
Oh no,
and even the fact that, to the point he could be saying some bullshit or whatever, but the fact that they felt like after the conversation they understood what he meant and what he stands on, more so than when a politician who uses their 5-syllable and, you know, all their diction and all that stuff like that, they was like, no, he's gonna win because the people feel like I understood what he just said there.
It's simple.
Yeah,
we're the best. I'm gonna make you win again, and I'm gonna give you money.
I'm gonna put all the money in your pocket, but while I take it out, but no, I'm gonna take all the money and I'm gonna take it out of your pocket and put it back in your pocket. And you'll be like, whoa, that's more money than I had the first time.
Would have got me.
We're gonna take
if he was black, he would have got me.
We're gonna take your old dollars, we're gonna burn them and make new dollars. And now the dollars are in your pocket. New dollars worth more than old dollars.
Oh my God.
That's what he would say. He would just say, it's gonna feel like it. I mean, you can't go into the store and buy it, but it'll feel like it. New dollar. Like, that's exactly what he would do. Sick nigga, yo. All right, let's get into this Deliverance movie. Lee Daniels, you did it again.
Oh my God. I don't know when's the last time I watched a Lee Daniels project, because I haven't, since Star been not on air, I haven't really watched anything. Was Lee Daniels Empire?
Yeah. Lee Daniels was Empire.
So since that era, I haven't really watched the Lee Daniels
that
project.
Was peak Lee Daniels for me.
Yeah. Star was amazing. Bring back Star still. That's the only thing I need you to do, sir. I forgot how much of a menace Lee Daniels was.
Oh, Tyler Perry, leave your shoes at the door, big guy.
Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Kenya Barris. I need y'all to be locked up together. Yep.
I think that's what really stuck out to me the most when I was just realizing, like, okay, y'all niggas are really on the same, like, spectrum. Y'all just 3 different types of psychos.
3 different fonts, like, but writing the same message.
Like, Kenya has to be mixed people.
Always.
Lee has to have 1 token white woman.
1 ghetto white bitch.
And then Tyler is, we just taking y'all niggas through the ringer.
Trauma porn for black women.
And it's just so funny that, again, it's still just all black trauma across the board.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how we going to spice it. And who we gonna make the acceptable people in each group?
Yeah, who are we gonna make the villain, and then who is being traumatized?
Like, and Tyler,
they mix it up.
Like, you can just tell, like, all of these men are fighting their traumas in they content.
All of them hate their mothers.
Debatable. I think there's probably a debate in there, potentially,
but I'm still gonna stay it. I'm still gonna stick by it.
Like, it's also funny that, like, Kenya Barris being the like the well-known heterosexual out of the group is the one who's like also the color struck nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Literally has never employed a woman that doesn't pass the paper bag test ever.
And then Lee Daniels, this felt a little bit civilized in some spots, but then because the B-roll was good. The B-roll shots, those kind of like setting shots, he does those really good.
Yeah.
But it's just once you kind of get into the stories of shit, and then you start feeling like, hold on, what the fuck going on here? Like the mama situation in this Deliverance movie. Why did I feel the whole time this was Lotto if JD didn't find her? Like that's exactly the whole time I'm watching. This Lotto, her mama.
It's because of what she looks like. She's a gorgeous woman.
She is. No, she's a stunning actress.
Yeah.
But she definitely looked like if Lotto didn't. This movie felt like if Lotto didn't make it. This is where she would be at.
Yeah, with a bunch of kids in the ghetto in Atlanta.
And then I also respect Lee Daniels for not just making the nigga just like out the picture for no reason. Like he was at war. So
also she was a full alcoholic too.
Oh, 100%. Oh,
yeah.
No. Back kicking in. We gonna have that. Them days.
And then he was communicating with his children the whole time too. Like they had access to him the entire time. He was sending his son money the entire time. So like he was still there for them, and then he was like, "Bitch, you wildin'," but I'm gonna still be there for my kids. So I did appreciate that.
I'm tired of what y'all doing to this little Stranger Things kid, boy. Like y'all really putting this kid through the ringer. Y'all had him look ashy and dirty the whole movie. Niggas throwing rocks at. Nigga didn't have one moment where he stood on business, except with his mama about the alcohol, and even then he was bloodied up when he did that shit.
Yeah.
He bloodied up. You think I would touch that shit seeing what it does to you?
I think the lines that he did have made a lot of impact, and I think that his character was very necessary.
You could have did that without him.
No, I feel like he was kind of like the not patriarchal, but he was like the male figure, like the man in the house, basically. Like he was there for his siblings, and then he checked his mom too when she needed to be checked.
No, they had one scene where he did something, but again, like you could have put all of that in the girl. Everything that was going on with him, you could have just put it. The scenes at the end of the movie was pretty much identical. You could have literally had him having the scratch marks and him in the air at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have made the girl do that. That's probably the only thing that you probably wouldn't want to have a girl, because he was literally about to be like Jesus on the cross is what they were setting him up for. So I guess you couldn't do that, but you could have totally, because this was only one kid in the.
I just feel like it has to be a boy, because especially in like the media, like a black mom wouldn't let their black daughter talk to them like that. Like it would have been a different movie.
The daughter did snap though on her.
She did, but like it had to be the son.
Because then she I think it started off like where she slapped like the little boy in the mouth, like probably the first scene when they was having a little dinner.
Yeah,
she was an abusive little red lady though.
She did physically and verbally abuse her children,
and they kind of made that into like the traumas going on, because I guess that was happening with her and her mama.
Yeah, she said that she didn't take accountability at all. Like her mom was like, found God, went to church and blah, blah, moved in with them seemingly to help them. And then every time her mom had a criticism of her mothering, she was like, well, you wasn't a good mother. Like it was always like, well, I learned that from you. I got that from you. You weren't this, you weren't that. Like she didn't want to hear anything about herself at all.
But to be fair, from Lee Daniels, his era of black women would have definitely been like second, third generation of getting their ass whooped by their parents. And like just like literally you was one generation away from the silent era. So I could definitely see where Lee Daniels would want to see that in his work in regards to that. Because that's always been a big standpoint in regards to like child abuse. Like the whole excuse me. The whole you do what I say, not as I do, has always been like poverty parent 101.
And the way that she talked to her mom too, like they fought crazy. They talked to each other crazy.
So I probably wouldn't recommend this movie for most people, just because like when they started speaking in tongues, that's why I kind of knew it was a wrap. Like, all right, it's time to throw the movie away.
When The clip I saw that made me want to watch this movie was when the grandmother was possessed, and then she turns to the priest or the pastor or wherever she is, and she was like, "I smell your nappy pussy." I was like, I need to watch this movie immediately. I want to watch this movie immediately because I thought it was gonna be way more campy than it ended up being. Like, it ended up being a like, you can't have fear as long as you have God in your life. The devil can't make his way in. Like, that was literally the point of the movie. Everyone online is saying that this movie was like the devil's work and blah, blah, blah. And y'all are not, or did y'all not watch the same movie I did? Like, the only reason she was saved is because she gave herself up to God. Like, that's the point of the movie. It's for you to give yourself up to God. It's not the fucking devil's work. But like, that part when she was speaking tongues, it was like it was so campy. Like the I smell your nappy pussy in the tongues scene were the two funniest scenes to me in the movie. It was like a comical backlit, like, huh, and that sound to huh, and then she drops down to her knees, but it's sped up, so it seems like she's forced down to her knees, and then she just slides up, and then she starts speaking tongues, and then Lee Daniels in the interview was like, "Oh, this is how I knew that she had to have this role, because she just started speaking tongues on her own. It had to be a woman of God that played this role." I was crying with laughter.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I know a lot of black identifying women with white mamas. Don't none of them bitches know nothing about speaking in tongues. That shit was the funniest part about the movie because I knew this was so unrelatable.
Yeah.
I promise you. I don't care how black she try to keep it. Ain't no chick with a white mama speaking in tongues.
But
fluent tongues at that. She was.
That shit was not happening at all. And then
and then can we get into what Lee Daniels said about the mama?
That's what I was trying to pull up because I wanted to pull up the actual tweet, but I don't have the actual tweet.
Essentially, he said the woman, her name Alberta.
Yeah, he said all
we
of us
should be
know
all
in Alberta.
thankful. We should all be thankful that she was our white mammy. That's really what he said.
No. So the tweet generally was like, we all know in Alberta she is part of the fabric of the black community, and it took guts for what's her name to play her because we haven't seen her on screen before. Saying that she's part of the fabric of the black community, let's talk about it for real. And I'm not gonna mince my words. Her character is the bitch who loves black dick but hates everything else black.
Wake it up.
Like, how is she part of the fabric of the black community? No, she is literally trying to unweave the fabric of the black community.
Usually the women
She's
like her.
She's not part of it.
Usually the women like her don't get the resources from daddy anymore. So like
bottom of the barrel white women.
They ain't really helping us in any kind of way because they just as fucked up if they really fucking with us. Like, you don't really see too many white people or white women in affluent situations bringing up black people. Mm-hmm. Like, they may be broke or slightly less broke than the black people around them, and they may collect a few little nigga babies, but they not being a fabric of the community. They're actually being the reason why the police show up more. Like,
yes, like they're very dangerous to the fabric of our community.
Like, the poor white people are really like your biggest op. That's like when you in prison.
They shouldn't be. All the poor people should link up and eat the rich.
They shouldn't be, but you're right. But I'm talking about they'll sit here and be like, "Oh, the reason why this neighborhood is so bad is not because nobody's investing in it and because of all of these other different laws and jurisdiction to why you can't get money into the area. It's because those niggas over there will just want to keep being niggas." And then when they have a interaction that now they're uncomfortable with, now they calling the police. Now they like, that's where a lot of this shit happens from, is folks who are outsiders who now are just fed up for whatever reason and now portraying us.
Yeah.
But who has the best white people in their movies though? Because I was realizing you can tell this was Lee Daniels because of the white woman.
Yeah, Lee Daniels loves him a ghetto white bitch. In Star, she was
the only good white person
that
I can remember in a Tyler Perry movie was the mama from The Family That Prays.
Yeah.
That's the only good white person I can remember in any Tyler Perry movie. Mm-hmm. Everyone else is either like NPC, where they're not important at all, or They just
really
there's
be
really
that many white
it don't be
people
that many white people in these movies.
No, we don't.
And then Kenya Barris' version of white people was the worst. They're just like NPC white people the whole time.
Like Rainbow's mom and dad. No, Rainbow's dad.
Well, I wasn't. I was more
Blackish.
so like his job, people he worked with, the white people he worked with that would come in, like Andre.
Oh yes,
They was all NPC white people.
Oh my god, the worst.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's where his idea of white people.
They were definitely caricatures of like specific white stereotypes.
Like Kenya Barris reminds me of when I was watching this episode of Joe Budden and he didn't realize that black people were like 12 to 14% of the population. And you could see for like a split second, he was so crushed. Like Kenya Barris is Joe Budden before that knowledge. Before he thinking that black people like 60% of the population. Oh, all we gotta do is keep race mixing.
Like, no.
That's all we gotta do.
Niggas gonna have to fuck a lot of white bitches.
Finesse2Tymes, man, this guy right here, he knows how to put me into a situation because he did something that I normally would be a big antagonist against. Mm-hmm. Like live streaming personal conversations in your kitchen.
That's so corny to me.
That's a bad move to do. But he's in a polygamous relationship. So you got two women. Mm-hmm. You don't know we don't know their temperaments.
Yeah, I don't know Finesse's temperament.
Honestly,
other than you're a fucking asshole.
The more I thought about it, that was probably the smartest thing you can do. Because if it's on live and somebody starts swinging,
yeah, you
have visual proof for it. So that's the only reason I could think of that. Also, he kind of really is raking it up on this whole polygamy shit. This shit was needed for the culture. Because all this time we get this polygamy content and it's like, oh, one sucking, one fucking fuck. Like they just ready for whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
No type of
they
conflict.
cooking and cleaning and I got another one doing like, oh, and she cool with the attention that this one, like, nah, nigga.
It always seems very copacetic between all the parties.
That shit ain't wilding like that. I know that little ugly one in the back be getting jealous. I can tell.
Let me say this about these relationships that go viral. None of the people in them are usually conventionally attractive people. They're not people who you would be like, oh yes,
you're gonna be on the cover of Vogue.
She's very conventionally attractive. Like they're usually people who fall below the radar when it comes to facial features.
It's like when it get really hot and the pennies start to stick together. That's like what you're seeing here. What? When it get really hot and the pennies start to stick together.
I have no idea what the fuck
You've never seen that where the pennies will stick all together, be like 3 or 4 pennies all in one little row and they can't be broken up because it's been melted and sealed up to each other. This is what you said. You just said they ugly people. They the pennies.
I said
this is what happened when the pennies
conventionally attractive.
That's when they meld together.
Calling people ugly on this show.
I didn't call them ugly. I called them pennies. Them ones. Oh, so apparently one of these women have a child with them too. So that adds a whole nother dynamic. So let's just take a listen to part of this live here.
Finna do this. Mm-hmm. So you told him to scoot over.
Me to scoot over instead of getting on your side.
Right, but I don't have no problem with him. And that's why I go late in this same spot every time. If I be by him, it's because he told me come scoot over here. Right. But today he told me come lay on him, and he was like, come tell Sugar, come lay down too. And I told him, you know she gonna want you to get in the middle, so go on, come on, let's scoot over first. But you not gonna do that. You not gonna.
She don't think a motherfucker see that type of shit.
Right. And she said, but
she really think
that
a nigga.
When she was sitting outside.
Or do you think she seen it want us to be bothered by it?
What? I mean,
so that's disturbing
in the
piece,
bed,
right?
So I have to be on the end. And then she said, "This my cuddle buddy." Talking about.
I just want y'all to know they talking about the baby sleeping in the bed with him.
You know I'm here.
But like, when she try to act, she try to act like she not bothered by that. But I know she is. Like I know her, so I know she is. I know what the fuck. So that's why I be trying to not do that. Cause last time
I know when a nigga fucked up when he start bending his lid up and turn his hat around.
Alright, boom.
I sleep with my lady.
Alright, pause.
I be putting her in her bed, so I belong on the end.
Pause. Now, this is where I'm going to nip this situation in the bud, this bed situation, right? I feel where you coming from. I taught you better. You know better. So I feel like you supposed to immediately adapt. Hold on. But you gotta understand that we done went 8-9 months with nobody sleeping in the bed with us.
And how many times have I told you this?
I understand it, but I'm saying, but do you really understand it? You know what? I feel like you do because you ain't saying nothing about it. You ain't. Exactly. This your first time ever speaking on it, but I know how you feel. But you, if you knew the play I laid down and what I said I was finna do, you
oh my God.
Yo, talking to one woman can feel like you talking to the wall, bro. I cannot imagine what it feel like to have to talk to two of them and hope they understand what I'm saying. Like that's some dark level shit right there. I don't even think that nigga felt confident in what he was saying.
No, he didn't. He didn't sound like it.
It was too much pressure. He bent that fucking cap up like it was a pretzel. He was shook. I don't even think you ready for this. Two times? Finesse2Tymes?
He doesn't seem like he's.
Why you don't got a California king?
First, you obviously don't have enough money. And you don't have the communication skills to be in a polygamous relationship.
I understand the women, some hefty women. Now I looked at some pictures of them. You probably not all three of y'all gonna get into the king size bed together
with a baby.
With the baby, y'all not getting in it without the baby, honestly. But y'all definitely not getting in it with the baby. These women is some heavy duty trucks now,
and everyone's saying
fair. These some SUVs he with now,
and Finesse2Tymes himself looked like the Blob.
Oh yeah, so now you got Blob and 2 SUVs. That's a lot of work. You gonna need at least
the Blob in 2 F-150s.
You can't do that unless you got the California king. I don't feel like that was never brought up at all.
Let me take that back.
No, what you said something about the baby?
No, I called the woman F-150s.
Oh, okay, that's cool. You can get
no,
that off.
I don't want to do that.
You can get that off. You can get that. That was a good one too. I rock with that one. So yeah, you in the F-150s. Y'all can't be in there with the little tanker truck. You know what I'm saying? Little Tonka truck. That you got to get to California. If you don't post a picture of your bed and it's not a California king, you probably need to tell one of the women to go home, go somewhere else.
But is that not their home?
They gonna have to go somewhere else because you can't. You got to have a California.
What do you mean?
You got else? 2 BBWs.
We are in a polygamous relationship.
She gonna have to find somebody.
Where
else.
am I going?
The one that ain't got the baby got to find somewhere else. Cause baby girl. We ain't got enough room.
She's literally just gonna get pregnant.
That means we gotta get 2 kings, 2 California kings. You
gotta come up with a schedule.
The whole
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
The whole room gonna have to be a California king. Like you going like the floor is gonna be a mattress.
To be a polygamist man, you have to have an obscene amount of money.
Or you got to have a better ranking.
Especially if you want to have attractive women. This is why attractive women don't be in this situation.
No, it depends. It depends.
When have you? I have not ever one time
seen attractive women.
No.
Lou Will had 2 baddies. It can happen. It's just you. It just depends on the type of nigga you are. I think the one thing that happens that a lot of niggas don't really want to talk about publicly is y'all make the women feel like they the same. And that to me is the biggest detriment to the relationship. Mm-hmm. Like if you have it in a system where one woman knows she's under the other one, then a lot of stuff kind of feels like, okay.
Was he an NBA player?
Yeah, but he wasn't a starter. He was a 6th man. So
like
his money is
definitely
relegated.
More money than fucking what you call it.
Finesse,
and they were definitely both attractive women.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It happens. It just depends on the particular situation you in. But no, Finesse. I appreciate this example because honestly, it is needed. But my brother, you gotta do a little bit better next time, dog. Get that California king.
I just don't like how ugly you are.
That's crazy as hell.
I don't know what else to say. You're too ugly to have more than one woman.
That was crazy what you did there. Especially when the women ain't all that. All right,
They're not. It's just everyone in this situation. I don't like looking at none of y'all. I want y'all to not put y'all business on the internet anymore. And the next time something that seems like oh, maybe I should record this. Just don't. Cameras don't like y'all.
We already said why he had to record it fair. All right, let's get into this, man. This nigga fucking Brandon Marshall might be the sickest nigga of all time.
What he do?
Top tier. So you remember how we talked about a while ago? We talked about I Am Athlete and how that had collapsed and, you know, all the issues that happened with him and his old team. This nigga back, right? So then, let me tell you what this nigga does, right? This nigga drops a trailer for the comeback of I Am Athlete. Starts out, this nigga Brandon is in a church, crying his eyes out.
Fix your hair.
He almost got a Jordan meme going on. He got the Jordan meme face. Going crazy. He leaves this. After that, it goes to a scene where they start playing church music. In my head, I'm like, my first reaction is like, bro, this is why I'm jealous of like religious niggas. Cause y'all can do God like a bad hoe. Like y'all can just come back to God over. Y'all can do whatever you want. That's what I was coming in my head.
That sentence was absolutely insane.
That's what comes to my head though, where it's like, yo, you can just do God any kind of way. You can act out any kind of way and just always say I'm back to God. Tell me why the next scene is a press conference where the lady is like, Brandon, you have found God, lost him, found God, and found him again. How do you? I think I should play that part because I'm sitting here going crazy when I'm seeing this. I'm perplexed because I'm like, yo, how did they know that joke was in my head? Like he knew exactly what joke was in my head. It was crazy. So I'm gonna bring this up just so everybody can hear this because it was. I'm excited. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't know about Clinton Dix. I mean, Clinton Dix. That's not who that is. Davis.
Okay.
I don't know if he still got it, but
you've gone on record saying that you lost God, and I think you found him again for the 5th time this year, Brandon. And we just want to know what's different about it this time.
I'm going to go to my favorite scripture, Proverbs 24:16. Though a righteous man falls 7 times, he rises again.
Thank you.
She said, what the fuck is different this time? Because this is the same excuse you use regularly.
Hey, I'm just going to say this, man. It's some folks out here that's in this content game that it don't matter what happened. We can take, I'm putting myself in this. We can take any licks. It don't matter what happened. Any cancelization. Anybody who not showing up to do the job anymore. It don't matter because you know why we come back. Roaches of this podcast game. When I see this kind of resilience, when I see niggas who just ain't giving it up, I was inspired. And then my other boy told me he coming back. Skip Bayless. Just announced. He's doing a show with Lil Wayne. Questioning if Wayne can stay sober enough to do a show with Skip Bayless. But I just love seeing niggas go after it. We not letting these companies tell us what to do. We not telling these niggas that don't know how to read contracts what to do. No, we go in here and go get it. I'm with it. I love this. I can't wait till I'm Athlete back. I'm excited. Brandon Jennings is my nigga. I've been riding with Brandon Marshall this whole time. I knew it was never going to be over. I knew he was too big to fail. I'm excited. Skip Bayless, I'm ready. We need to bring the content. These folks are not believing in y'all, and y'all have shown nothing but pedigree. I'm just being dead ass. Because, see, shit like this doesn't make me want to keep going harder. I love shit like that. I love to see niggas fail and not be like, no, y'all not going to make me stop. Skip Bayless is 70-something years old.
Yeah, you could have just retired.
You going to have to pull that fucking mic out of his cold, dead hands. That nigga ain't giving it up. I respect it. And these are some of the sickest niggas of all time. Only sick niggas can do this. You can't be a sane nigga and do this. Nigga Skip Bayless said, it's the job, then my wife. On television. Sickest nigga all time.
Ma'am, I hope you took a young lover.
No, she down. He already got a little book deal and all that stuff, man. Don't do that. Ernestine know how to act right.
She be taking her big ass Birkin over to that little nigga apartment to get that young dick.
Nope. She out here staying at home. We watching her. Surveillance.
Who is we? That nigga be outside.
Not anymore. Skip at home all day now.
Yeah, but And she's probably praying.
She
counting down the time.
She waiting for the phone to ring.
Like, DeMarcus, he's back at work. Come over.
She couldn't do that to Skip, man. She was already.
No, I hope she is right now doing that to Skip.
No, she can't do that to Skip, man. She can't do that to Skip.
I hope there is a black dick in her throat as we speak.
That's crazy. Why can't you ever support niggas that see? That's what I'm saying. This is why you and me, we can't never see eye to eye on these content
because
niggas. You ain't about the grind.
You literally just told me that he went in public and said that his job comes before his wife.
But he told her that on their first date.
As a result of that, I'm like, he's gonna be rich. In the back of my mental Rolodex, I'm gonna have some young dick on the side. I'm sorry. If you gonna be outside 27 out of the 30 days of the month, nigga.
Nah, you gotta hold it down. That's literally what the job is for, is to hold it down.
I'm gonna do a great job.
Not holding it down if you're doing all of these antics. See, this is why we should have rethought suffrage. We should have rethought it.
Back then, women was just making their husbands poison dinners.
Well, yeah, but then you was in like shelters and shit, and you was getting like the third shift at the fucking
Not if he had a good pension.
Shit. You think they was out there?
Retirement fund?
Pension wasn't doing that back then. That shit wasn't jumping like that. You had to
That's why you had to have a young lover lined up.
No, that's why you had to.
The only way that you could
rich.
The only way that you could socially have another husband was if your current one died.
You better to pull your dress up for the pastor so you can get that little tithe money so you can pay your rent. That's what you'd have been looking forward to. But no, man, I appreciate this. I can't wait to see these shows. We're probably gonna cover some of them when they say crazy and outlandish shit. I still believe in Skip though. People look at me like I'm crazy. I still believe wholeheartedly in Skip Bayless.
Yeah, I just think, I don't know what went on, but just believing in a white man when he made a black man's job more difficult and made it seem like a hostile work environment for him. Like, I'm not rooting for you, nigga. Fuck you. Even though I think Shannon has one too many head injuries. He did a interview with Marlon Wayans that came out today.
Yeah.
I was listening to it while I was getting ready. I didn't have, because all of his interviews are so long. I didn't get to the meat and potatoes of it. Like, it was an hour. I got more than an hour in, but it was just like Marlon talking about like his family and the way he came up and stuff like that. So,
but I mean, the only meat and potatoes.
There was no tea being spilled.
I'm pretty sure he might have had a Vlad section because that just happened recently. But the only meat and potatoes thing could have been whatever his baby mama was trying to get more money out of him or something.
Yeah, I don't know, but he was just talking about his family and stuff, and I just love their family so much. So
now I think there's been something going on with Marlon because he also had that clip of him talking about being Robin go viral.
Being Robin?
Yeah, he was supposed to be Robin in Batman and Robin.
Oh, okay.
One of the first movies, but Tim Burton changed it because when is Tim Burton ever around Negroes? But
honestly,
actually, there's a picture circulating now with him with a black lady that's been going around now. That's why it made me think of that. But I think we got to everything for the most part. Designer dissed 50 Cent.
Designer is not in jail?
No, man. They said he was crazy. You don't have to. He had to stay in there no
more. That
more.
was Fetty Wap that was masturbating on the plane.
No, that was Designer.
Why is he not in jail?
Why is he not in jail? Because he took probation.
Oh, well, we don't.
Fetty Wap is in jail. Fetty Wap was selling
for scamming.
No, for selling that fucking
dope
dog food.
He was selling fentanyl?
Nah, dog food is heroin.
Oh, I don't know. But like, nigga, I grew up in the house. I don't know terms for things.
You're supposed to know that.
It's for my bitches getting money. It's for my bitches getting to it. Life flock, let's do it. Get the money, let's do it. It's for my bitches getting money. And my niggas getting to it. Every night, let's do it. She gon' pop, she gon' screw it. Niggas talking that 50 cent. I be talking 50 mil. Niggas talking that Timmy Turner. Let the niggas get killed. I got signed to Kanye, little nigga. You was never worth the deal. Designer always keep it real. Designer always keep it for my bitch.
I feel so bad.
That wasn't good.
I feel so bad for bro. He really fell off.
Yeah, that was like my niggas in the car. Like after we was done siphon and they put the beat on, was like, yo, let me spit some real. That's what that was.
Damn, this nigga said they talking 50 cent. I'm talking 50 mil. He thought he got that shit off.
He thought he really ate that.
That's sad. Update for Bo DeMayo. So Bo DeMayo from X-Men 97, who was fired.
Oh, okay. I was like, who?
For his egregious behavior.
Yeah.
So he responds. Guess what platform?
X.
OnlyFans. Oh he responds from his OnlyFans about his egregious behavior.
Dick out. Dick in hand. He said, I have a statement to make.
While stroking it. Oh, shit. It was funny, though, because what he said in the video was like a 30, I think he said it was like a 30-something minute video or something like that. 30, 45-minute video.
Oh, my God. We don't want that.
Because he uses it like PG kind of shit. Like, he just uses it as a place where his people can, you know,
I know
OnlyFans
is a platform where you can put other things.
He basically said what my first thought process was like, oh, they just was intimidated by having like a strong black gay man in the environment. And that was kind of like, that's what he's sticking to. He's saying that y'all lying. He said, really, y'all got some shit that's going to go through the judicial system real soon. And we working on trying to get out them NDAs so we can bring this shit out. Like, so it's going to be interesting to see what's going on. Cause like I said,
I want the tea. Like, spill it, please.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, what we have so far is what people have alleged about, like him having the misconduct and touching people and sending weird pictures. So we'll see what happens. I can only imagine. Like I said, I go back to when I think about this is the whole Bryan Singer thing, and like not wanting to be associated with somebody who stained a generation of movies. So we'll see, man. We'll see what's going on. I think that's about it. We can wrap it up, man. Shout out to the roaches of the podcast game, man. Niggas ain't never gonna let y'all niggas die. We never gonna die. we gonna keep coming back with a mic, a fucking camera. Nobody's stopping us.
Speak for yourself. Y'all are roaches. I want to be a ghost eventually.
A ghost. All right, power. All right, life is a labor of love, so let's keep building these moments together. And remember, your job is not your family, and the only thing you should be exploiting is these corporations. Thank you for listening to Talk FNF TV. Tell them what they need to do, Farrah.
Follow us on all of the social media at talk.fnf.tv, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Thank you for listening. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a little comment for us. Tell us what you think. Love you. Bye.